It's said, often by yours truly, that we only have a certain number of rotations around this sun. Question is, with that limited time, what are you doing with your life? Have you made some major accomplishments? I'm going to tell you a little bit about mine, and then I want to hear about yours. Stay with us. Welcome, everyone, once again to that show we call the Video Call-In Show. And it is a unique show that invites you, yes, you, anyone, to be on the show as a live video guest to talk about whatever you want to. Could be tonight's subject. It doesn't matter. Could be a personal promotion that you have. It could be current events. It could be just about anything that you want it to be. Even one of my past show topics. Feel free to drag one of those up. I've got no problem talking about it. All I really want to do is listen and learn. Tune about you. I am your host, Jim, and I will be here for about the next hour to talk to you, to take calls. Now, how you join is very easy. All you've got to do is place this in your browser. That'll get you to Zoom. That'll start you downloading Zoom. And it should be pretty easy to get in from there. That meeting number right there will get you in. There's another link just like it in the description box. And if you don't want to download Zoom, you want to make it a little easier, it is also web-based. All you've got to do is visit zoom.us, click on join a meeting, and when it asks for the number, there she be right there. You'll show up in my waiting room, and I'll bring you up in order of the call-in. So now I need to preface this with some of you are not going to get on if I've got a large crowd, and that's only because I try to hold it to about an hour every evening, and you know that's just the way it is. Otherwise, I would be here all night. But that's okay. You keep trying. You call in early, and you should be just fine. If that's the kind of content that sounds cool to you, or you might want to be on the show, make sure you hit that subscribe button and ring that bell. Speaking of bell, I apologize, folks, for uh, those of you who are have my bell rung. That there are so many uploads of late. I mean, I've had a lot of great guests, and I'm trying to do all of these guest cuts in a timely fashion. And what that means is that I've got to continue to upload them. Now I could turn off notifications for those uploads, but I thought no. If you guys are kind enough to be with us during the show, then and I'm sure you want to see as people are, their guest cuts are cut out of the show for those you might have missed. So I leave them on, and it's one of those things that we just have to deal with. I know how it is. I'm subscribed to several channels, and I have bells rung all over the place, and I get that those things can be annoying. But hey, fortunately for you, we're on at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time every weeknight. Now, having said that, before I get into my major accomplishments and talk to you about yours, I do want to make an announcement. It turns out that Fridays are going to be extremely difficult for me. My dance card is full. In fact, I may even have to move this Friday show. Now, I'm going on vacation a week from this coming Friday, but this Friday is a different thing that's come up, and I may have to move that. Now, what I've decided to do, since I've had to skip a couple of panel shows in a row, is perhaps move those to Monday night. And I want to hear from you guys in the chat and the comments below whether or not you'd like me, or if the panel shows are important enough to you, so that if I move them to Monday night, it won't disrupt us too much. Not only that, but perhaps for summer, my thoughts are that Friday mornings are easy for me because my wife only works half day, but that half day usually makes our weekends start early. Me working from home, you can see how that would get in the way. So what I thought I would do, at least for the summer months, or at least as a test, is go live Friday mornings, maybe at 10 a.m., mainly for our friends across the pond, because as you know, right now, they're about 5 hours ahead of us. And that puts them deep into the tomorrow morning, early tomorrow morning. And that would not be good. So do what you need to do, says Ed. Jim, but for me, Friday nights are the best. Yeah, I'm sorry, Ed. Friday nights for me, man, are just turning out to be so difficult. And what I hate to do is cancel shows. So, I thought maybe a schedule change might be the right thing to do. And it's as much for me as it is for you guys too, because I don't think there's anything worse than having someone schedule a show and then just completely uh jump right out of it. So speaking of which, this Friday I think I'm going to go ahead and change to I think I'm going to change that to 10 a.m. And then Monday will be the first panel show if I hear the right kind of feedback from you folks. Now, this can go on in the comments, of course, and you guys will know just based on the events that I create and when they're created. But I thought for the summer months, at least that makes a lot of sense because we're all busy on the weekends. Friday nights are they're valuable real estate. I mean, everyone wants to do things on Friday and Saturday night, and you can already tell that that's a problem in that Friday nights, or I'm sorry, Saturdays, there are very few people that actually go live in the evening, that is. So you kind of get where I'm coming from here. Okay. having having said all that, let me know your thoughts even more. Thank you very much, Patty. Oh, and let me just say hello to the folks in the chat while I'm here. Bob Dip, always pleasure to see. Bob was on the show last night. Flash in your pan, Ed, Eek, Susan Hamilton, always good to see you, hon. Who else do we have? We've got Wendell Live. Welcome back, my friend. Welcome back. And we've got Viewed This. Tony, how you doing? How you doing? Good evening to you too, my friend. The Beer Tech Guy. I'm doing great. I hope you are as well. Thanks for being here. Drone Kings in Darwin. That would be Brad. Good morning to you, my Aussie friend. Let's see. Hope that's not a pejorative. Almost like Yank. We don't care if we're called Yanks or not. Patty Broussard, how you doing, hon? Good to see you. And let's see, who else did I see? I see Crap. My dad makes me watch. Adam, if only you knew a guy who thought a European show is a good idea. Now where have I heard that European show idea before? Okay, it was Brad. Yes, I actually saw Brad chat that one night, and it just made perfect sense. And I thought, okay. And not only that, but I was here. Speaking of Mike Van Doozy, welcome to the show, Mike. I was on his live stream earlier, just in the chat, and he brought someone from merry old England on the show, and the only reason he did that day show was for the European audience. And I thought, I've got to start thinking about that because it makes a lot of sense. And yeah, and Flash has Cross the Pond specials. You see where I'm going with this. Hello, Johnny Bean. How you doing? Hello from Santa Cruz. Welcome to the show. David, producer, always a pleasure to have you in here, bud. Outdoorsy gal. Oh, how you doing, Chrissy? How are you doing? Can't stay long, got company. That's okay, Chrissy. That's okay, Chrissy. Fortunately for you, you know my schedule. Or you may not know it, as it will flush out if you weren't here. Emmanuel Goffey, welcome to the show, my friend. Well, you guys can stack up at any time into the Zoom room. Ooh, Zoom room. Oh man, come on in the Zoom room. I just coined that. It's probably been said before, but I'm just gonna go with that. Hi, Can Deep. How are you? Hey, Captain Needy's here. How you doing? Needs more subs. Good to see you, my friend. Good to see you. Yeah, and like Nightbot was so kind to point out, if you guys have a question for me or my guests, by all means, chat it. Make sure you tag me so that I can see it. I can't guarantee I'm going to see them all, but I definitely look for them. All right, we've already got a guest in the wings. And let me do my standard change-up mode here. Hide myself view, get you full screen. Go ahead and change your font, your lower third. And you know what happens next. I ask you, how are you doing this evening, Angel? Can you hear me? I can't hear you. Make sure you got the right mic chosen, bud. I'm not seeing any view meter on it, so.
Okay, is that better?
That is much better. How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing well, Grandpa Jim.
Good to see you again. Why, it seems like only a couple days ago you were on the show.
Well, yeah, I know, but the Wednesdays are kind of chill for me for the most part. But it's just for me. I've still getting stuff done.
Oh, well, good, good, good. I heard, I don't know if this is true, but I heard you fell off a ladder. Is that right?
No, no, I did not fall off a
Oh,
ladder. Never
okay.
did.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, it was just erroneous information. Sorry about that. It just
Uh,
through the grapevine.
well, when I was younger, if you're okay with me telling this, but I did like get tossed off a one of those kids Ferris wheels, and no, not the one that's automatic, the one where you hold the bars and your parents spin you around and such. And so when I was younger and I was at the early stages of getting provided help and such, one of my earlier workers with me spun me so fast that I flew off the handlebars and landed. And I thought I would like flown or landed hard enough that would cause me to break a bone. But no serious injury was occurred. But at the age of 12, when I was grounded from my dad not being able to bike, I was so excited to being able to finally ride a bike that I did the old-fashioned way and went through the window. But instead of doing it the right way of feet first, I went head first, and basically I slid it down the wrong way, and I got this little scar here on my leg. If I can be able to show it properly.
I think I can see that. Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, I'm gonna guess, Angel, that that wasn't your greatest accomplishment.
Nah, that was
Neither
not my
neither one.
greatest accomplishment. That was like my worst accomplishment, injuring myself through going out the window the wrong way and being flown off the handlebars of one of those Ferris wheels in the park.
Part of life, right?
I mean, I don't know what they're necessarily called. I mean, a Ferris wheel is what they've all been called, like the mechanical ones and the manual ones where your parents spin you. But I just never knew what the proper term to call those manual ones where you hold onto the handlebars and your parents spin you around.
Guys in the chat, help us out here. I know what you're talking about. Um, Hang on just a minute. If we only had a device, Angel, that we could type in and find these things out.
Yeah.
Oh man, I wish they would invent that.
The merry-go-round is not necessarily the right one because I think the merry-go-round is the mechanical one.
You're right. Right. Well, it's called different things, right? They've got it's listed as a roundabout. It's listed as a playground spinning wheel. Because this is essentially what you're talking about, right?
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
essentially what I'm talking about. That
Yep.
precisely the kind of thing that I got flown off when I was at the early stages of having the provided help that I needed. And he spun me so fast in the thing that you showed that I flown off the handlebars.
That has happened to so many kids over the years. And in fact, some people do it on purpose. If you get a chance, look for playground spinning wheel and motorcycle, and watch the brutality there. Somebody actually takes a like a moped, lays it down, and puts the drive tire
Oh
on the
yeah, I
spinning
think
wheel.
it's a carousel.
Carousel. Okay, carousel. Very good. Very good. Playground carousel. Absolutely. Yeah, but people have taken their mopeds, put the drive wheel on that with people on it, and the people just fly off. I mean, it's a ripper on good time.
Yeah.
Oh, look, and Brad Drone Kings and Darwin says over here it's called a shopping trolley.
Oh.
But if you live with where Hiking Deep is, it's known as a playground spinny thing of death.
Oh.
They're just
I'm guessing
jacking.
that was just like a joking term
Yeah.
of what I went through when I was younger.
Oh
I mean,
yeah.
I will admit, some of the things from when I was younger is hilarious now, but it wasn't all that hilarious when it first occurred. I mean, nowadays I laugh at the fact I went through the window the wrong way. And I laugh at the fact that I was blown off that carousel. But if I would have gotten seriously hurt that day when I got the phone out the handlebars of the carousel, or if I would have lost so much blood when I got the scrape and caused me to go in a fainting position, then that would have been a more serious situation in my life.
Oh, sure. Oh, sure. And we all have those. I mean, that's the beautiful part about surviving something like that is you get far enough away from it, the pain is a distant memory, and then you can laugh about it. I mean, if nothing else, we learn not to do those things again, right?
Yep, because as we get older, we learn from our mistakes. And I
Absolutely.
also learned from my mistake not to never trust David the producer, as my filmmaker. I'm just joking with you, David the producer. I always wanted to like have you come on one of my streams, but I don't think it'll be for a very long time because soon enough I'll be taking a bit of a break off of YouTube to finish up with my move.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, I'm sure David would love to. So
I mean, if he is an actual producer, I would like to see if he could do some editing or maybe some form of like video project for me sometime down the road. Because I've been trying to get in contact with Studio Geek 32, and he says that he put my banner in a great, but kind of still is a bit off though. And he also was gonna try to make me intro for my videos, but I want to have a form of intro that's like a talk show format. Because many talk shows, whether it be daytime or nighttime, have that little unique, catchy theme or catchy theme song of theirs as their intro. And I want something like that. That kind of makes it to think as though I have my actual variety talk show, but more on the aspect of YouTube.
sure, sure, I get it. I get it. Cool. Well, you'll hopefully Sammy will come through. I know he's probably pretty busy. What with summer and all.
Yeah. Summer is usually a busy time of the month for people like Sammy. If he's an actual producer, he's probably busy doing some film photography kind of stuff.
Could
And I
be.
understand.
Could be. Could be. So before I go to the next guest, Angel, you want to tell me what your greatest accomplishment has been thus
My
far?
greatest accomplishment in my life was when I graduated high school finally. Because growing up, I always was forced to go to summer school every single summer. It was all because I was held back a grade when I was younger, and I even tried asking at one point in one summer. It was like 2005 or 2006 that for me to have the summer off, but no. Apparently, I was like legalized or some form of like forceful way. I don't know if it was through the court or if it like said it was put in by the system that made me go to summer school. But when I was offered to graduate at the 11th grade, I kind of wasn't like exactly sure. But just so I didn't have to ever go to summer school ever again, I went ahead graduated at the 11th grade. But I wanted to stay for my senior year because people say their senior years in high school are usually the most exciting ones because they get more benefits as a senior in their high school years than any other. And I kind of wanted to take that opportunity, but I decided, nah, just accept the offer because apparently I completed all my credits for my schooling and was eligible to graduate early and decided to press the button and say deal.
There you go. Well, congratulations to you, Angel,
And the
for
other accomplishment that I had, what happened just not that long ago, it was at the beginning of this year, but I don't think you were aware of it at the time when it happened,
uh
because from May of 2018 to January of this year, I was in a legal battle, but nothing serious or nothing, no form of lawsuit. It was a battle to try to get me restored to me to me become my own guardian because ever since at the age of 18, my social worker at the time filed a petition to have me be appointed a court guardian.
sure.
And and then last year, when I was just wanting more of an independence, I went to the court, filed a petition, and it went from May until January. And on January 2nd of this year, I won my case, and now my own guardian but there's a limited conservatorship still with me. But if anyone ever wants to know what a guardian is or a conservator, I can tell it sometime, but if Grandpa Jim don't mind me, he might ask me exactly what those are.
How long would it take if I did?
Um, how long?
Yeah.
Probably a 5 to 6 minutes because I try my best to keep things as short as I can.
Okay. Yeah, cut it to 5 minutes and we'll go. So go ahead, tell
Yeah,
me.
because anyone wondering what a guardianship and a conservatorship is,
Yeah, most people
basically
know.
a guardianship is like some form of like supervisor that watches over you, making sure that you are living healthy, making sure that you are well protected, kind of like a mom or dad, but more from a legal aspect.
Hmm.
And a conservator is basically your financial backing that manages your money, like your finances, your bills, your income, anything else you got? And I even asked them if I ever did get a job, would I be getting my own money? Well, basically, they said that I probably would get it, but it all depends on from the legal aspect. But most likely, all of my money that I will get from my job will be going to my conservator because when I got my first job in 2008, at the time when I was assigned guardian and a conservator, I worked at my first and only job thus far from 2008 to 2012, and every check that I got was never handed to me. It was handed to my conservator
Sure.
for her financial managing.
Sure. Sure. Well, that makes sense. That makes sense. And you're okay with that arrangement, right? I mean, there's just people
Well,
looking out for you.
the financial part I'm okay with, but the guardian part I wasn't really getting. I wasn't really wanting anymore because I just wanted more independence, more
Sure.
trust,
Sure.
and they saw that how much I've improved over the past 5 years, and thought that I'd be okay being my own guardian. And it's just that I don't want people controlling and stepping over me all throughout my life. I mean, yes, you can make sure I'm still well kept, but don't like have me say, "Oh, come back at home, Angel. I want you to be in my surroundings 24/7." Because all my life it felt as though a security camera was watching over me, watching my every move, and it was all due to the fact that my people, like my guardian and my parents, were making sure I was well kept. But I just want people in my life to know I am fine. I can do things safely and securely.
Good.
I don't mind if you check up on me and like getting up to date of how life is,
Hmm.
but don't come and try to keep me trapped in a cage all my life because I need to be roam free like everyone else, and I just want that ability to do so.
Well, good for you, Angel. I mean, that actually says a lot. And you know, if it's one of those things where you could probably address it if you haven't already, kind of in a slow thing, right? Right, is be a slow roll instead of just like, okay, you can do whatever you want. That way they would,
Yeah, it was a
yeah,
slow roll,
yeah, they
but
would be more
they
comfortable, I think.
time at the age of 18. But now that I'm 29 and I was 28 last year when I
Hmm.
began the process, but I did was okay with it at the age of 18 because I knew I needed it. But 10 years later, I didn't necessarily think I needed it anymore because I want to unlock myself to more potential in my life. And the next greatest accomplishment will be soon, and that is me moving to Arizona.
Well, I'm going to wish you all the luck in the world with both of those, bud.
Well, it's always a luck when you're around, Grandpa Jim.
Angel, thanks so much for sharing your
Have a
greatest
good Grandpa
accomplishment.
Jim. Keep that sunny side upness of you, and you're always welcome to have breakfast with me any day. Breakfast with Angel and Jim.
Sounds good, buddy. You take
Thanks a
care.
lot.
We'll catch you next time.
Bye.
Bye bye. Oh, Angel, you're such a card. But I do appreciate you being on, and I hope that works out for you. I'm dead serious about that. I can't make any judgments about whether or not they're doing the right things for you. They know much better than I do, but I'm sure that they can see that you're much more independent than you were at 18. So all the luck in the world, my friend. All the luck in the world. All right, let's bring on our next guest. And remember, folks, you can climb on and get in. We're about half past here, and we'll wait for him to switch on his mic and his. Can you hear me?
Yeah, let me mute.
I can hear you.
Okay, cool. Just had to mute my stream.
What's that? Oh yeah, mute the YouTube.
There we go. How's that?
That is perfect, dude.
Cool.
How you doing tonight, Mike?
Pretty good. I appreciate you stopping by.
Oh, in your stream earlier?
Yeah.
Oh, well, you're
And
more than welcome.
I know you probably have some people waiting in line here, but before we got to like my greatest accomplishment or whatever, I was just going to ask you for a little constructive criticism,
Oh,
if you
sure.
don't
Go,
mind.
no, go right ahead.
Cool. No, just you about me.
Oh, well, you're not my type.
Yeah, that's cool. I mean, each his own.
Do you mean like your live stream, you as a
Yeah,
person,
yeah,
your
like
channel, or?
no, just the idea in general and what's going on and how I know everything's not perfect. It's not like I said, I'm doing things kind of simple
Sure.
and bootstrapping it right off the bat. But it's you know not being nice or anything. I got tough skin and
Oh, well, honestly, I thought you were competition at first, but then and I was okay with that because I know there are going to be a whole lot more people doing what I'm doing right now very, very soon. And I'm not talking about, it's kind of a hybrid between, or I see us as similar shows, but different. I mean, you're concentrating on creators. I don't care who calls in. It could
right,
be just somebody from that doesn't even have a YouTube channel. They can actually call into this if they wanted to.
right,
So I don't look at it as direct competition anymore. Beyond that, I like what you're doing. I mean, you're doing that sort of thing that the Nimmons and the, well, let's just say the vidIQs and the TubeBuddies and everybody who's trying to help creators, but don't talk to creators. They talk at them, which is fine. I mean, that's their gig. But
right.
I think it's real important to talk to them as well, like what you're doing. So no, I love what you're doing, dude. Your name
Oh, cool.
is your
Appreciate it.
name is spot on. Creator Spotlight. That is spot on. I like that a lot.
Cool. Appreciate that. The one guy that I had talked to several people. I thought about this for several years, and the one guy that was going to help me start it up, and he was actually going to be doing the interviews. We were sitting there doing like a test interview, and we just came up with it. He actually spit the idea out, and he was supposed to help start, but that was back in Christmas, and I kept waiting. And but he actually came up with it. I'm kind of a little sad that he's not around for every show to partake in it, but that was kind of a just spur of the moment thing.
Yeah, and that kind of threw me off. I remember hearing about you for the first time, and I believe we met in a live stream somewhere. And I thought,
Yep.
Creator Spotlight. I got to go check that out. And then I saw him doing some stand-up promos for the show.
Yeah.
And then after a while, I'd forgotten about it because you guys kind of dropped off for a while. I guess you cooled off or something.
Yeah.
And then suddenly Mike's doing shows, and I'm like, no, I know it's the same place, but I don't remember
Yeah.
seeing you do promo videos, and so it took me a minute to catch up, as it were.
Now, yeah, I just kept waiting and waiting. One big thing about doing anything is you got to be self-aware. And like I said, I know I'm not the best like personality. Where that's not. I don't need people to just be nice and that. But as far as Todd went, he's excellent as far as being an on-camera presence.
Hmm.
And so to me, I'm good at connecting people and doing the behind-the-scenes thing.
Hmm.
And
Hmm.
that's what I was doing, and he was doing that. But he's a certified CPA, and it came around tax season, and we kept waiting, and he's sort of a perfectionist too. He wants everything all done right. And he's got a bunch of his hands in a lot of pots right now.
Hmm.
So it's anytime he wants to jump back in, he can. But me, I couldn't wait anymore. It was going 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, and then at 6 months, I'm like, I've been waiting 2 years, so I said I'll just do it. If somebody else like Sharni's going to be coming on Saturday nights and kind of co-hosting, like she was last Saturday night, she's cool. Kind of to have someone else to take over a little bit and ask questions, and she's got her own perspective on things. So she's an awesome person.
Oh yeah, I love
So
Sharni. She's been on the show several times.
yeah,
And I thought that was a great idea. I think I actually mentioned it in that show because I was watching a lot of that. I don't remember how much I chatted, but yeah, I watched that show where you were going over channels, and
mm,
yeah, I'm like, wow, co-host, that's an awesome idea. Not
yeah.
that I think you need it. You probably have the same problem I do, is you talk too much and not let the guests talk enough, as I'm doing right now. But
No, that's cool. That's what my wife says. She has to sit somewhere with a, stab me or something. You're like, shut up for a minute, let them talk. So
I know, but it's hard to do, isn't it?
yeah,
I
yeah.
mean,
Once you get going, and yeah, it's hard. It's real hard to stop and find some spot to just hand the ball off to someone else.
Yeah, and then sometimes you got to help them because once you recognize that they're done talking, you got to jump in. Otherwise, they're hanging out in the wind.
Yeah, and then you're like dead silence, and people are just looking at each other.
Yeah, then it's awkward for everyone.
Yeah,
And we don't want any awkward moments unless we want them to go viral.
right.
I should put. Speaking of which, I should put together a compilation of Angel's kisses and stuff, and see how that goes.
Yeah, that's what I didn't want to come on after. I want to be the first one to come on because Angel's like entertaining in that, and like I come on right after mine seem really boring.
No, I don't believe that.
Opening act.
Yeah, I really don't. I don't see any guests as being boring, honestly. As long as
Cool.
I can be at times because if I'm off my game, then I don't have anything to ask them, and you know how your brain works sometimes. But
Yeah.
but everybody's got something to say, and arguably the best subject for each individual is themselves.
Yep.
So
And
yes,
yeah, everybody's got their own story, and it's different if people can leverage that and really go all in on that on their channels. I mean, then it's easy peasy.
yeah, and exactly. And having said that, I got a question for you. You
Okay.
said you've been working on this for a couple of years. What made you decide to break away from your rather successful channel and go down this road? I know you probably talked about it on your show, but I'm interested in hearing it.
Yeah, it's I do hydroponics. Now I got into that. It was to make money.
Hmm.
It was I was trying to find a way to make money. And I was learning off-grid hydroponics, and we made grow containers that we were actually growing in. I thought maybe I'll start a channel and show people those and sell them. And over the first year, trying to network and meeting people and going in different groups, I started meeting more and more creators and different niches. And you find out there's a ton of people that are really talented, and you find a common thread with everyone that if we're not growing, or if you're small, you're growing slow, is that, it's not the lack of creativity. It's not the lack of talent. It's the lack of attention. And so after doing that and seeing some really talented people who were like 10 times better than me just fall by the wayside and give up. You see that so many times, and you think, well, maybe we can all do something to help. And so I wanted to make something that's going to be driven just to help creators. And that's where the Creator Spotlight Show, like I said, you'll never see like my page branded, and not that there's anything wrong with that, but trying to make everything where it's like that the Creator Spotlight's the destination. I always want that to be like a hub where people come there to find other creators. And I still got my hydroponics thing going, which is kind of autopilot, and it goes through its little roller coaster things that are doing good, back and forth.
Hmm.
So I'll just keep uploading videos over there like once a week or twice a week, whatever I can do. And now that that's kind of on autopilot, I've got the chance to help other creators. And so I'll do this, and it's not all just esoteric where I'm just doing it to be a saint. It's what I think is, I've explained early on, is that to do anything in social media, you need attention.
Hmm.
And that's seems to be the hardest part of everything. You can have the best product, you can be the best personality or anything, but if you're out in the middle of the field and no one can hear you, then it doesn't do any good. So trying to help other people and trying to connect all these people, I'm learning at the same time is where to get attention, how to use it, how to manipulate it. And I'm thinking that in the near future, that everything's going to be really gearing more towards social media because it's interactive, whereas TV is just watching somebody from afar.
Yes.
And with this, like this, if people know they can watch a show and then get into the chat and talk with, the people that are on there, to me, I think that, that's like the wave of the future. And then when you got the big stars starting to hop over too and getting in them, yeah. So I'm thinking if you figure out how to get attention is what we're all craving, and you figure out how to get it to other people, if you can do that, I think that's going to be a valuable commodity, if you will, in the years to come.
Yeah, yeah, and attention is one that I've struggled with. And I've said it several times based on it has a lot to do with the format. Not everyone wants to be a part of a radio call-in show like the of days of old.
Right.
Same thing applies with video. And and it's not for lack of trying, because I've hit the Reddits, the Facebooks, the Twitters, and I'm still beating them up. But um, I also look at this as a hobby, so I don't go after it as though I want this to be my living,
Right.
and I don't have time to. but uh, but but what I like about your channel is that it's more of a give back sort of thing, right?
hmm
Yeah. So
and that's what I explained to all the people that I reached out to who wanted to be part of it in the
mhm,
beginning, was that there's no immediate ROI. We're not making money off of it, but the ROI is that we're going to learn, where attention goes.
mhm.
And I told them that I want to do something. I'm getting older. I'm in my 50s. If I was 26, I'd probably be running around vlogging and jumping out of planes and, crap like that. But right, right now I want to build something that where every thought that I put into it isn't about money or branding, or if I want to do a sponsored ad, or and that my every thought's going to be when I do something. My question is going to be, is this going to help a creator?
Yes, exactly. And I kind of look at it the same way, especially when creators come on the show. The guest cuts are entirely for them, and
Mm-hmm.
all of my marketing efforts are entirely for them as well. They probably get the most love out of anything. If you do a search for most of the creators, my videos are up there as well. Along,
Mm-hmm.
it's theirs really, because it's just me asking them questions. But that's the whole idea. That's the payoff's not immediate, but the more
Right.
traction we all get from the video calling show, the more
Mm-hmm.
traction they get as well. And
Yep.
that's what really keeps me going. Right now, I've got, which is wonderful, but I've got better than 15 videos that I still have yet to publish.
Yeah. Wow.
of guests of guests that have been on. Some of them have been repeats. Some are unique. So it's that's another reason I try to keep it down to an hour. But I'm doing that so that they can use that content. In fact, I've said many times that, look, I won't even publish it if you don't want to. I'll send you that, and you can put it anywhere you want to.
That's
Right?
awesome.
Yeah. So that
Right.
I'm not getting traffic from their channel. So you can title it any way you want to. You can do anything you want to, but it's literally your interview. You go with it and do that. And I haven't been taken up on that offer yet, but I figure that it will happen eventually. And
It will.
yeah,
It's something different, and just trying to coax people into it. At first it seems like a good idea, but then I found out there's a lot of people that are reluctant to like get on and talk. There's some people that are, but I want to give them a friendly environment, because, like I said, they'll get on here and maybe feel uh, where they can get a little more comfortable talking and speaking, because you never know when a bigger channel in your niche, calls you and says, "Hey, I like your stuff." Where you come on and it's your first time and you're like bumbling around. So, uh, I just want them to come on over there and have fun and relaxed, and maybe just get used to, interacting with people
yeah,
and
being on camera, in this sort of interview environment. Practice makes perfect, is what you're saying. And I
right.
loved when you came up with that, because I heard you say it several weeks ago, and I thought, oh, that's
Oh, did I?
wonderful. Yeah, I really hadn't even thought about that angle where it's coming on the show. Your show is actually practice for bigger leagues. It's
Mm-hmm.
perfect. It's absolutely perfect. So did you hear that, guys?
Yeah, y'all get in line.
Get in line. Let me say hello to some folks that I might have
Yeah,
missed
yeah.
there,
Go ahead.
Mike. I saw that. Above and beyond drones. How you doing, Jim? Good to see you here, my friend. Outdoors with Eric. I said, whoa, Mike is on there.
Hey, Eric. I see Eric around everywhere.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And let's see. Ed tells me he's here. More or less, he's working on stuff. Get it, Ed. I totally get it. No problem, dude. And somebody had
Yep.
a question for you, Mike.
Okay.
Says, how do you find? This is Drone Kings and Darwin. This is Brad. He says,
Yep.
how do you find balancing two channels? Do you still have a job as well? So it's a two-part question.
Yep. I've been self-employed. With my wife paints murals and I do handiwork, and we've been working together. I sometimes I go in and prep stuff and do drywall, and then she comes in and paints murals. And I've been working with her since 1999.
Wow, very cool.
So that's our main hustle that we go and do during the day. So I've got my channel, and I've been doing that for almost 3 years now. It's 2.5 years. So after so long, that kind of becomes second nature. You just film something, do your little video and put it up. And this creator spotlight show is kind of like a passion project where there's no pressure. If I turn on a live stream and 2 people show up, then I get to spend more time with those 2 people. And if 50 people show up, it's a party. So whatever happens, if you have no expectations, you don't get let down.
That's absolutely true. Do you find it hard balancing, your time between all 3 of those things?
Well, I'm going to tell you a couple of years ago, and I don't expect anyone to do this. I'm just older. I've did everything in that. And this is what I love to do. I mean, really, not like some people go, oh, I love vlogging or I love this and that. When I got into, I hated social media, and I was the guy who wouldn't even put Facebook on my phone or anything. And when I tried to start and I had to learn all about it and I started connecting with people, I fell in love with it. And I've canceled. I haven't watched cable in like 3 years. I haven't watched any movies. I think I sat and watched, one was Guardians of the Galaxy 2 or something. My wife wanted me to sit down and watch. And when I was sitting watching, I was on my phone. But I really do just love all of this stuff, and it might not be healthy, but I go to bed late, and I wake up. It's not like I set the alarm and go, oh crap, I got to go and edit or drop a video. It's that I get up anticipating it, and maybe I'll come to the point where I burn out a little. But right now, to me, if I ever live a balanced life, I feel it's boring. And it's ever since I was my first job, I've always been like that. I'd be, if we were all working and building a friggin' porch or something, I'd be the last guy up there still screwing stuff in the hot sun and everybody's taking a break. Or if I was cooking and online, I was the last one to take a break, and I let everyone else go and I'd stay late. So it's just in my nature. And I think that if I slow down and try to balance, I would just go nuts. I don't know what's.
No, I feel you, dude. I'm the
Okay.
same way. The same way. Oh man. The extra time that I put in over the years, only because it was more important for me to get it done. I didn't care, who I was doing it for.
Yeah.
It was more important to me that the job was in my hands and I wanted to get it done. I
Yeah.
can't tell you how much I've done that. And I'm with you too. This has become one of my favorite things. And I didn't get to talk
Yeah.
about, I'm going to ask you here in a minute about your greatest accomplishment or accomplishments. It's really your call. But I didn't get into mine, but I'm hoping this becomes one of my greatest accomplishments that I can, talk to and even help and just learn about so many more people. Oh, already it is, I'd say, but
Yeah, no, I think it will. I mean, a couple of months ago when I first saw you, and that it was, I was like, hey, that's pretty cool, and just seeing people come on and talk. It's like I said, I've been watching all of like social media, and as far as like attention goes, and to make it on social media too, you got to be different.
yes.
And you're kind of, even though we're all doing something kind of like other channels, you've got your own little spin on it. And it's something that came from here, and you really enjoy it. So I really think you're going to make it onto something here.
I hope you're right, man. And I hope you as well
No
on
doubt,
that
no
side.
doubt.
Both sides actually. Both I wish major success for both channels, dude.
Oh yeah.
So having said that, I got to ask, since it's the topic of the night, what do
Mhm.
you think has been your greatest accomplishment?
Well, with like my hydroponics channel, like I said, at first I got into it to make money. It was like for marketing.
Mhm.
And it's kind of hard to just, hey, look at this. Do you want to buy that? Be a salesperson. I hate that. And so I was thinking, well, I'm just going to show people, this unique way I've got to grow things and show them how to do it. And my wife was like, you're crazy. If you show them how to do it, why would they buy anything? And I said, well, sooner or later, somebody doesn't have time to do it, or they don't have the capability, or they don't have power tools. And somebody would say, hey, can you make me one? Which did happen. So I was just giving away the information free and waiting for stuff to trickle in. I knew it would build up. And then I started affiliate links and a PDF. And so it's generating like passive income. But that was kind of nice. But then I started getting emails and direct messages because I was giving out this information, and some guy would say he's going back to a third world country in Africa, and their village is really poor and they live in desert-like conditions. They can't farm, but they're going to go back there, and the stuff that we shared with them, they're going to start, feeding their village.
Oh, that's
And
cool.
somebody from Egypt sent me something, said they're going to a little neighborhood where seniors live, and they're fixed incomes and or whatever they have over there, you know, that they don't have a lot of money to spend on groceries and they're going to start a community garden. And I started getting messages like this, and people going back to Trinidad and Tobago and Chile, and that kind of stuff is what kind of floats my boat, really. You know, when I'm 80 years old and sitting on the front porch, you know, I can make $1 million and nobody's going to bat an eye that I passed through this world. But the stuff that you do that leaves an impact, you know, that's stuff that's kind of priceless, and it sounds a little esoteric, but you know, those things. My wife paints murals too. So we'll go into like kids that are like terminally ill or have chronic illnesses, and she'll do a room makeover for them. And we'll get a little card, or they'll say a little thank you. And that kind of stuff you can't put a price on, you know, years down the road, you know, you can sit there and that, you know, it's up here and it never goes away.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
just leave my mark on the world.
That encapsulates it all right there, man. Well said. Make your mark on the world. Make your mark on the world. And everyone should have that feeling. I've got a couple myself, and it really, it is what helps you sleep at night. It is what makes you feel comfortable knowing that, you know, no one gets out of this life alive.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that's,
it makes all of this other stuff easy.
Yes.
Because exactly. If that's your goal and you've kind of, you've reached that you've helped people, then everything else is like icing on the cake.
Exactly.
You know, if you do make a little money on, you know, that's extra. If you do help more people, it's extra. But once you reach that where you're happy, you know, if you die today, that you might not have everything that you want. You know, I might, you know, there's lots of things that I want, but if you die, that you died happy.
Exactly.
I didn't mean to get all way out there, hippie like out there. So
no, not at all. I mean, that's what this show is actually all about, dude. It's actually all about that. And I didn't even think about making a mark on the world, even though my greatest accomplishment was my greatest mark on the world. So interesting. And I'll, without taking time from you, I'll mention it briefly. It's absolutely my son. And I'm so proud of him and the way he attacks things, life and his family and all that, makes me very proud because I know that I helped make that happen. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And
exactly.
Yeah. And I know that's the default, go to is your kids or your greatest accomplishment. But I mean, in this case, it is, it truly is. And I've got some peers who would probably not say that, but you know, we can almost say that a lot of times that's going to be their fault or the environment or whatever. But yeah, for me, it's definitely him.
That's cool. That's just awesome. You know, that you actually feel that way, that, you know, like you said, there are some families that aren't like that. So
yeah. Well, Mike, damn, this has been great, man.
Cool.
I love having you on the show.
Else in here?
Yeah, I got one more guy. I don't know exactly who it is, but yeah, absolutely, dude. If you don't mind.
Yeah, no problem. I'm out of here, and we'll catch you later.
All right, thanks, Mike. You have a good evening, man. We'll talk to you soon.
All righty.
All right, bye-bye.
Bye.
I wasn't lying about that. I thought for sure initially that we were competitors at one time. That's only when I saw those promo videos that I was talking about, and I also meant the fact. No, Mike's a great guy. I want to go on your show sometime, Mike, and we can talk about this in greater detail. But let me say hello to some folks. Did I see Tim Timmons in here? I did. How you doing, Tim? And Tony from Viewed This. I don't know if I said hello to you. How you doing, buddy? Good to see you, my friend. Who else did I see? Brand Ariels. You're a little bit late, but not too bad. Not too bad. And who else was in here? That did I see that the Shape was in here? Welcome back, my friend. Gear Vlogs. Good to see you, my good friend there. Patty Broussard. I don't know if I said hello to you before. Hi, woo. How you doing, man? Just made it in. Well, we still got a bit of show left, and I've got another guest in the wings. Oh, Herman. You waited too long, dude. I tell you what. All right, I'll lock the room. Herman, if you want to hang out. And you and I can talk after I talk to Adam, if I can get him to turn his camera on and his microphone. And Adam, talking to you, bud. I just brought you out of the waiting room. Go ahead and turn your camera on if you would, and your microphone. We'll give you just a bit. And while we're waiting on Adam, I was also talking about, I see this as one of my greatest accomplishments too. I was not kidding about helping people or just meeting people and just having a great time doing it. If I can do that and make an impact, especially with my closing thought, right? If only one person takes that to heart, I see it as a total win, a total win. So, all right. Can you hear me? Not yet. Check your microphone, Adam. Oh, and you're going to make me type all this, aren't you? I can hear you now. See how this works.
Jim?
Yes, Adam, how you doing, man?
Oh, there we go.
How did your camera just get better? Did you turn on a light when I was typing?
No, I'm calling on my son's Chromebook, so I had to make some changes real quick. So I apologize for the lag. I didn't have so when you're in the waiting room, you don't have access to change all that stuff. So I felt bad.
Oh, I see. No problem. No problem. I mean, it's
I would have it ready.
Yeah, it's arguably better than having everyone up and then pop up, at the same time. So, and you know me, I'm patient.
Very.
How you doing tonight, man?
I am good. How are you?
I cannot complain. I cannot complain. Well, I could, but I'm not going to.
I can. I'm a great complainer.
The floor is yours. You're not going to complain about your accomplishments, are you?
I'm good. I'm good there.
Oh, good.
So obviously I have 3 kids.
Yes.
And they are an amazing accomplishment. And really, like, if you were in a tiered system, right, it's your kids, it's your family. But I don't ever want to belittle like my work accomplishments. Like Angel talking about getting through high school. For me, my struggle was college. I bawled like a baby when I got my associate's degree.
Really?
I didn't know what I wanted to do. I didn't know what I wanted to be when I grew up. It took me 7 years to get a 2-year degree. And so that was my biggest accomplishment, aside from the family stuff, which I do think is more important.
Oh, for sure. But congratulations on that.
That was a huge, huge deal. And it seems so silly. And it seems so ridiculous that I dragged it out that long, but I had no direction. And when I finally found it, like my bachelor's degree, I didn't miss a class. I got a 4.0 in my master's program. We had a family issue, so I missed like an A on one class, so I didn't get a 4.0. But I was like, I did really, really well. Because it was easy, because I knew exactly where I was going. I wanted to be there for the reasons that I wanted to be there. And so that associate's degree for me was the biggest accomplishment, because it put me right where I wanted to be.
Yeah, put you right on the path. That's awesome, dude. And don't feel bad about finding or taking that long to find your way. You're certainly not alone, dude. Not alone.
Oh, no, I don't feel bad about it. It was just it was one of the coolest things ever. And I walked in graduation. And so, like, the thing you have to know, I went to community college, right? So these are all like post high schoolers, and I am significantly older. And I was so excited, and they're just like, I don't even know why I'm here, man.
They didn't look over you. It was like, how come you're not in the adult classes, dude?
Yeah. And I didn't care. It was super emotional. I was bawling my eyes out.
Oh,
it was truly a good moment for me. So
that's awesome, dude. And I'm guessing it's not your birthday, right?
It was my son's. It was Kyle's birthday on Tuesday.
I'm seeing the happy birthday back there, and I didn't know if I had to wish you one or not.
No.
You seem sober, so it probably wasn't yours. Oh, wait a minute. I'm thinking of my house. That's awesome, dude. And I didn't have the luxury of going that route because mine was a single focus. Oh, you could almost call it a technical school. And I had just decided, and then I wrote it out, and of course, it came in handy, my engineering degree, but um, I didn't have the luxury of choosing beyond that. You know what I mean? So I applaud you for sticking it out and saying, "Up, I found it. I'm gonna go."
Yeah, it was a nightmare. my parents, bless their hearts.
Yeah, I bet that was an open wound for a while.
Being 25 and not having your associate's degree was not great. I was working professionally at the time, though, so that was
Oh.
Definitely a bonus.
Oh, so you were able to help out and whatnot. Yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome. See if we got any questions in here for you, buddy. Oh, hey, look, Claire's here. How you doing, Rent a Grown? Good to see you, hon. And I know I saw somebody else that I missed. If I missed you guys, I'm sorry. Make sure you in the chat tag me so I can see you. Oh, Brandon B. Boom, just like that, somebody shows up. How you doing, Brandon? So you got some big ones on there, man. You got the family, which is everybody's greatest accomplishment, or should be, if you've been able to replicate yourself, for lack of a better term. And I really didn't want to go down that road. I know Mike would probably say the same thing, but that's why I wanted to back up and another one, which I'm just going to share with you, Adam, because I know it's your time, but you're here.
You're fine.
You're a captive audience at this point. Another one I think of my greatest accomplishments, although she's passed away, I know I probably extended my mother's life by about 7-8 years by getting her off smoking and into vaping. And
that's fantastic.
Yeah, and I look at that as a major accomplishment. Not only that, but I think I've said this before. I was the only one to talk to her for many years, out of the three of my other two siblings and myself. And I look at that as an accomplishment as well. I mean, there were a lot of rough patches with my mother, and I all the way through it, I kept thinking, well, she's a human being. It probably wasn't her fault. Why should I hold it against her? Let's just be, let's be friends at this point. So, she got calls on holidays and that sort of thing because she lived in Florida and here I am in Indianapolis. But I do look at that as a major accomplishment. One of my greatest, actually. Sorry to steal the floor from you, dude.
You did no. You know me. I am super laid back. So
that's what I like about you, Adam. You are super laid back. You can even see it in your kids too. When they're doing the reviews, they're just kind of, and I think you mentioned in the chat the other day that who was it? Kyle didn't have as much energy on the last video. Yeah. Well, I mean, you guys are just kind of laid back. At least
we're trying to pick it up though. Like, I think for the videos, I think it's important for him to really punch it up a little bit, and he's really smart and really intuitive. So like when I point those things out to him, he can say, yeah, I see that. Or, so he takes direction well. It's just such a slow process that our changes just take.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Your editing is insane, man. You got a lot to do when you do that. Hey, you ought to watch the, what is it? Think Media, Sean Cannell, I think is his name.
Okay.
Do you know who I'm talking about? He's one of those guys that has a whole lot of channels, or a whole lot of. He went in with this other guy about how to grow your channel. One of those, kind of like a Nick Nimmin.
Okay.
And but he's also got one called Think Media. But look up this guy from Think Media, and then look for the video that he talks about how to present yourself on camera. I think your kids would really get a lot from that. Because what he talks about is being real stiff and then he goes to animation, and I think he probably overdoes it for my personal taste. But he makes it interesting, and he's always talking, and he's always at you and having a good time with it. And I know I picked up some of that myself, but I think your
Yeah.
kids would get a lot out of that, dude. I really do, especially.
I'll take a look. They're huge on YouTube, and whenever I'm chatting with Brad, he's he's telling me about Preston and like, look, that is my kid's life on YouTube. So Preston Plays and Unspeakable Gaming, Dan TDM, like, just it's so much of it.
Well, it's the wave of the future, man. TV is out, interactivity is in.
No, I agree. And actually, I don't mind it, because if I say you can only watch 3 videos, you're only getting 20-minute snippets, 18-minute snippets at a time, which isn't quite as bad as even like a cartoon show. So
Exactly. Bite size, right? So it's like, okay, kids, you got to turn off the TV. It's like, well, hell, the show's an hour away from being over.
yeah.
That solves that problem. Well done.
Well, I wanted to test out the Chromebook. How does my video look on your end? Because it does not look great on mine.
Well, it's a little grainy, and I would have to chalk that up to light, because your most cameras, when you go to low light, they struggle, and the more light you have on the face, the easier it is, and it becomes a little less grainy.
Okay.
So maybe a couple front lights. You've seen my setup in some of my old videos. This whole setup, I got 2 of these lights with
I'll
the
bust
stands.
out the green screen lamps next time I'm coming on.
There you go. There you go. Well, thanks so much for coming on, Adam. I appreciate it, dude, and it's wonderful hearing about your not tonight, Rent a Grown. She's asking for a deep dive. Didn't we already do a deep dive for you, Adam?
We've done a deep dive.
Yes, we've done a deep dive. Okay, maybe next time. All right, buddy. Oh,
yeah. Let me take this off your plate real quick. No need to cut this one up.
Oh, dude, you don't have to do that.
No, we don't need it for the channel, so it's totally fine. Okay. I'm just here because I want to be here.
All right, duly noted. I will have it in my pocket, though, because when I go through them, I just do them whether or not I'm going to publish them or not.
I got you. Okay.
Oh, and happy birthday to Kyle. Make sure you wish him that from the video call-in show, will you?
I will let him know that.
Fantastic. All right, buddy.
Thanks.
You have a good evening. We'll talk to you soon. Longtime friend of the show there, and what a great guy. His kids are just fantastic. Just fantastic. If you guys get a chance, go over and look at Crap My Dad Makes Me Watch. If you like kids reacting to movies and whatnot, that's one to see right there. All right, let's do this. I promised him that I would get him on. So, Herman, can you hear me? Herman, it's that voice from beyond. Turn on your camera, Herman. Turn on your microphone, Herman. Oh, Jim, thanks. While we're waiting, or who was that? No, that was Rent a Grown. Rent a Grown, thank you. I wouldn't call it my greatest accomplishment. I've done this before. I'm locked at 185 for like the last week and a half. It's really pissing me off. But I'm happy with 27 pounds lighter, man. I can't tell you how much. I feel so much better. So much better. Okay, there he is. How you doing, buddy?
Hey, what's going on? I wasn't paying attention, Jim. I almost fell asleep, man. So, no, actually, what it is, Jim, is I'm actually watching the countless Cab 7 streams for. I don't know if you heard what happened to Cab 7.
I did. Do we have a prognosis or at least a report about his his condition?
From what I'm hearing, he actually posted a picture on Twitter. It's his COPD that is giving him trouble. So he's in the hospital right now, and he's resting as far as I know. So I don't know a whole lot, but I just know he's resting. So I just want to send a prayer out to Cab 7. So.
Yeah, and we actually all love Cab. I guess most of the people in my chat would agree. He's Cab's just a good-hearted guy. I've been on his show before. And it's really sad to hear because that's what took my mother, and my father now is on 100% oxygen and doesn't leave the house. I mean, it's that bad for him.
Yeah.
All lifelong smokers. Yeah.
Right. It took my grandfather as well. I mean, he had a lot of other problems too, but COPD was one of them.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's if it's not treated well and you don't do something for it, it's deadly. So,
Oh yeah, and I don't even know what you can do for it. I mean, it's a chronic and irreversible
right.
pulmonary disease. So I just don't know.
By the way, this is completely random, Jim, but I don't care because I'm a random guy. I was here in the green room and they're serving your favorite thing of all time, ham. Oh, just kidding. Just kidding.
He remembered I can't stand ham.
I know. I'm like I have a memory like an elephant.
I'm telling you, that's awesome, dude.
By the way, everyone, I'm coming off my suspension. Jim had to suspend me because he felt my conduct was detrimental to his live stream.
That is so not true. Stop lying. You know better than that, man. I still can't figure out why you thought you might have upset me. We hadn't even talked since the last time you were on the show, and I'm thinking, yeah, upset me, dude.
Jim, I have this thing that starts with an A and ends with an IAD.
Yeah, I know.
That's what it is. I mean, there was anxiety, but now I've really angered Jim because he's drinking his coffee right now. So no, I'm just kidding.
I wish it was coffee. No, it's fruit juice.
Hey, by the way, Jim, I was meant to ask you this.
Sure.
Now I know that whole tell me about it things from Rodney Dangerfield, but I can't find a clip of him actually doing that.
Tell me.
I know he's probably done it before, but I mean, obviously, I tried to find a clip on YouTube.
Yeah, I'm trying to think.
I've never actually seen him. I know he does the whole color thing. Or he did the whole color thing when he would do stand-ups.
Oh yeah.
That was his trademark. But
Well, now I'm gonna have to look it up, Herman, because I know I've seen him do it.
Yeah, I'm sure he done it. What I'm saying is, I've seen him do the whole color thing and be like, "Hey, my mother did this," or whatever he did stand-up. By the way, he was before my time, and I still know who the guy is.
Oh, for sure. I mean, he's
hilarious.
He was a household name in my day. He's great.
Back 50 years ago, Jim.
Yeah, it's when right after the wheel was invented, and what were we? We didn't write on paper. We had chisels and rocks. Yeah.
was that before or after you ran into the dinosaurs?
Oh, it was after. I killed the last dinosaur. I forgot to tell you. Yeah, that was me.
Ooh, Jim. Uh-oh. By the way, how's my volume? Is it okay?
Yeah, your volume's fine. A little low, but it's fine.
Well, I'm using my my good old Apple headphones over here.
Yeah, when you do that, it gets real loud.
Oh yeah, don't do that. Now you're gonna really make Jim mad. Oh wait, we're still on. But I know we have a topic tonight, but I never stay on topic. I just go off in my own little world over here.
That is the beautiful part about my show, really.
Yeah.
And I know everyone notices it happens all the time, and I've been told several times, it's like, I like how you try to get back on topic.
I know. I never try.
Yeah. Well, I don't even mean to. Oh, wait. Oh, Patty Broussard, Cab 7 Ben. Hope he's going to be okay. Great person. Yeah. Question for guest. Herman the Great, are you mad at me, Jim? Will you ask him, please? I'm worried. Meow. Tony wants to know if I'm mad at me. Oh, no. Tony wants to know if you're mad at View This.
Sure. Yes, I'm mad at everybody right now. Okay. But
I've been mad.
I better get in the chat on my other device over here, so it's like I can see what's going on.
Oh, there you go. Well, I've been mad at Tony for years. I mean, I've been talking to him for years. It's just been going on for years. If I said years,
that name just angers me.
Viewed This? Oh, it's angered me for years.
I'm angry.
And that's 5.
By this horrible name. You know what other name I don't like? I don't like the name Herman either.
You don't like Herman? You don't like that you were named Herman?
Oh wait. Sorry. I meant Herman the spam. Oh, that's interesting. Bob Dip just called me the spam. Oh, okay.
Oh, Herman the spam ham.
Yeah, I've been called worse. At least my name's not Jim.
Yeah, at least.
Yeah. Dude, we go off this Jim Shorts.
Oh man. There's no end to that. Yeah. And I tell you, not only that, but in my immediate family, there are more than half a dozen of us. I kid
Really?
you not. Well, I'm a junior. My boy's a third.
Wow.
I got a brother-in-law who's he's a junior. His son's a third. His father passed away. My father, is still alive. There's just so many of us. Just so many of us.
No, but it's James though, right? Is that?
Oh yeah,
it's
technically.
James, yeah. I don't know how to get like James and Jim, and I don't know how to get these nicknames.
I don't
Robert
either.
and Bob.
Yeah, I know,
Bill,
right?
Bill and William.
Dick. How do you get Dick?
Dick
and Richard. How do you get Dick out of Richard?
I happen to have one. Oh wait. Ah! This is a family show.
I know, right?
This isn't age restricted now, but hey, I was thinking that too, actually. Well, yeah.
Oh, there's a great joke in that one, but I'm not going to do it.
Yeah, don't do it. Yeah, don't. You don't want to lose your monetization, Jim.
Yeah, all right. Demonetize me, YouTube. I dare you. I think I'm going to change my tagline. All right. Good night, folks, and demonetize me, YouTube. I dare you.
Yeah, that's right. Well, no, what it is they're gonna demonetize me as collateral. So like, since you're not monetized, they'll demonetize me. They'll be like, it was Herman.
By proxy. Yeah. Well, that Herman dude was on here. Let's just demonetize him.
That's okay. Where am I from? I'm from hell. No, I'm kidding. I'm from California.
California.
It's right now. It's 102 outside, and it's 8:00 at night.
Oh, it's 102. Wow.
Yeah, it's pretty hot. But you know what? Luckily, I work indoors now. I didn't used to work indoors. I used to work outdoors.
Oh man.
104-degree heat. It was fun.
Brutal. Absolutely brutal. I wouldn't want to do it. Not outside at 101.
Tell me about it.
Tell me about it.
Tell me about it. I had to do that just to mock you now.
It's probably somebody else. It's probably like Shecky Green or some shit. And I've got my thing screwed
you
up.
probably do.
Yeah.
Well, it wouldn't surprise me if it was Rodney Dangerfield, though.
What's that?
I said it wouldn't surprise me if it was Rodney Dangerfield, though.
Oh, I know. I mean, he had that sort of thing. Hey, Ed, get to bed, man. We'll see you later, buddy. Thanks for being here.
Good night.
Oh, and Bob Dip says in Western New York, there's just 13 of us by my name. Senior, junior, 2, 3. Wow.
Wow. Okay.
13. Good Lord.
There's like 500 people that have my name in the world.
That is a bevy of Bobs.
Bob. Oh, sorry.
So close.
Song.
Wrong song. So close.
Wrong song. Well, I mean, right song except wrong lyrics.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Oh, and that's going to be a show. I'm actually going to have a show of those songs that you always get the lyrics wrong on. You always thought the lyrics were something you didn't.
Like misheard lyrics.
Yeah.
Oh, that would be fun, Jim. That would actually be fun.
That actually came from the chat. I think it was either Drone Kings and Darwin, or it might have been Crap My Dad Makes Me Watch, Brad or Adam, or it might have been Viewed This. I don't remember who it was in the chat. It's been so long. But that's going to be a subject of one of these upcoming shows.
Well, there we go. There's a song that I'm not gonna sing the whole song because I don't want to get you.
You don't want to get me demonetized.
Yeah, I don't want to get you demonetized. No,
well, I'm not looking for copyright strikes either.
Well, you can't get a copyright strike unless you're. Oh wait, yeah, you can.
Yeah, you can.
Yeah. Strike,
oh yeah.
You get a strike. That's right. You can get a strike.
You can get a strike.
I won't sing the song, but it's by Eiffel 65. That song, Blue Dabba Dee Dabba Die. That song.
Oh.
Yeah, that's the song with misheard lyrics.
Oh yeah.
You know, instead of Blue Dabba, it was I need apple pie. I'm in need of a diet. I need a guy or something like that. It's pretty fun. All these misheard lyrics. Yeah, I'm ruining the upcoming show.
No, you're doing a preview, man. That's awesome.
But everybody, by the way, I come on here just to make Jim really, really angry, and it never works. I'm just letting you guys know right now that Jim actually hired me. He gave me $100 to make him mad today.
Okay, now I got to Photoshop me giving you $100.
That would be hilarious. You know, hey everyone, by the way, check out the Herman the Great channel. It's a great channel.
Yes, please do. There you go. See, personal promotions, folks. That's what
shameless plug right there.
Shameless plug, and shameless plugs are always welcome on my show. And I tell you, you're going to find it hard to make me mad on this show. Seriously, you got to be a really stupid driver, and we're not driving, to really make me angry.
Well, you know what? You might be going crazy, but I think I might be driving.
You might be what?
I said you might be going crazy, but I think I'm driving. I'm driving you crazy.
You're driving right now? Crap.
I'm driving. I'm driving. No, I'm driving.
What? Were turn signals not available on that model?
Here, I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try something, Jim. Oh, never mind. I can't try that. I was gonna try to unplug these stupid headphones, but obviously they're not working tonight.
Yeah, I know. Sometimes when I talk to you, you do cut out, but that could be because your microphone and it. See, when it's all integrated like that, they fight for one another. And by the way, Above and Beyond Drones, email is the easiest way to get a hold of me. It's right there. You see it at the bottom of the screen? videocallin@gmail.com. That is absolutely the easiest way to get a hold of me. And we can talk vapes all you want to, dude. I used to sell them. So I'm pretty well versed in the vaping world. And I've been using them for over 10 years. Okay, Jerome. Sorry about that. Listen, before we close out the show, because we're at 15 after, I got to ask you, what do you believe is your greatest accomplishment?
I would say, Jim, my greatest accomplishment. Can you hear me, by the way, still?
Sure.
I hope. Okay. My greatest accomplishment was proving people wrong. Some people said I would never graduate college. They said I would never really achieve anything in my life. And people would call me retarded and all these horrible names. And they bullied me. They said I'm never going to achieve anything. I'm never going to have any life at all. I'm not going to have anything at all. My greatest achievement was just proving all those people wrong.
Good for you, man. Good for you.
Proving them all wrong, because it's tough, because you start to believe those things that the haters and the doubters say. Oh, he's never going to achieve this. He's never going to do this. He's never going to do this. It's so easy to say, oh yeah, they're right. They're absolutely right, but they're not.
Well, I applaud you for that, man. Can I ask you a personal question? And feel free to answer this or not. Were you ever diagnosed with something that would give them reason to believe that? I'm curious. You don't have to, like I said, you don't have to answer it.
Well, I'm sorry. What was the question, Jim?
I'm sorry. Do you were you ever diagnosed with a condition that would lead them to believe that you had like medical problems?
Yeah, I was diagnosed with. I don't remember what it was called. It had some really long name that I can't remember. It was like fine motor problems. Like I had trouble tying my shoes when I was younger.
Okay.
But I don't think that would give anybody any reason to think, oh, he can't succeed. Because now, when I'm talking about the haters, I'm talking about people that are not part of my family. They're just people out there. My family's always been supportive. But Jim, I mean, very rarely are you going to have me say, oh, you can't ask that. You can't ask that. I mean, I understand the sensitivity, but I mean, I'm a pretty open book. I tell people stuff all the time, So. Well,
I appreciate that. But you can appreciate that that's kind of a touchy thing to approach.
No, of course, no. For some people it can be. Yeah, I totally get it. But, actually, Jim, you should be walking on eggshells. I'm really mad right now. But yeah, so.
Now you gotta tweet your anger to me, because I can shut you off. No, I'm just kidding. I hold the power.
By the way, I love that question segment that you did last night. It's totally random.
The deep dive? Yeah, I do that occasionally. And I tell you what, I've been asked several times, and if you're up for it, Derman, we can actually do an impromptu deep dive.
Okay.
Are you good?
Yeah, I'm good, man. Let's go.
Sweet.
Let's do it.
Let's do this.
Are you ready to rumble?
Are you ready to rumble? All right. Herman, you know how this works. I have in front of me 5 questions chosen especially for you. Now, remember, this is not a test. I'll never forget Angel when I did it to him the first time. He concentrated on those answers, man. He didn't want to be wrong. God love him. That was awesome, Angel. But no. There are no wrong answers, only bad judges, and we all know who they are. The room full of monkeys with typewriters in front of them. Are you ready to get started?
I'm ready. Let's go.
Let's do this.
Question 1.
All right. What is your favorite day of the week?
Any day that ends with Y.
Oh, you took it right from the monkey's mouth. Awesome.
Oh, nice. Wow.
Oh, man, that was cool. See, You're likely to ace this test, dude. You ready? You ready to go to question 2?
I'm ready. Let's go. Let's do it. Pumped up.
Question 2.
It is kind of a pump up thing, isn't it? All right, fill in the blank. Taylor Swift is a blank.
A bitch.
I got to give it to you.
I had to think about that one. I don't want to offend half your audience. But,
well,
I don't give a shit right now.
I used to think of her as a hottie that I shouldn't think of as a hottie because she's young enough to be my daughter or maybe even granddaughter. So yeah, I'm going to give you the bitch thing. Very well done, Herman. All right, you ready for question 3?
Yes, let's do it.
Do it.
Question 3.
What was your favorite childhood TV show?
Rugrats.
Rugrats?
Yeah, love that show.
Okay, I'm going to give it to you.
You gotta give it to me.
Yeah,
the
well,
monkeys right now are having mercy on me.
it was on the sheet.
That's awesome.
See, now people are going to know more about you than they ever did before. And it only gets better.
I
What?
pre-apologize.
You apologize for what? For knowing more about you?
I said I pre-apologize that people have to get to know me.
Oh, please.
It's my comedy bit.
No. Never apologize for answering honest questions with honest answers.
I'm sorry for being sorry.
That's okay. That's okay. Are you ready, Irma, for question 4?
Yes.
All right, here we go.
Question 4.
Oh my God, I still love those. I don't know why I think about them more often. What is your favorite season?
Fall.
Fall? Oh, I'm sorry. It was paprika. What? What?
Hey,
Are you kidding me? Seasoning. What are you going to do, man? It's a room full of monkeys.
I know you can't do much.
Can't do anything with these. Can't do anything with these monkeys.
Can't take them anywhere. I'm telling you, can't take them anywhere, Jim.
I know. Which is why I leave them locked up in a room.
Hey, you know what? The monkeys, they were a pretty good band, from what I understand.
Oh, they were. They were. And, I'm down to 1 now.
There we go.
Oh, I'm going to regret that. So let's
Yeah,
let's cover my tracks and go on to question 5, shall we?
Yeah, let's do it. Come on.
Final question.
All right, Herman. On a scale of 1 to 10, how good a driver are you?
10.
No, you just proved. You just proved 10 minutes ago that you're like a 3, dude. I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Hey, by the way, Jim, I've also just ensured that you cannot actually post this on your channel again because I was too profane.
Oh, I don't think so. Come on, YouTube. Demonetize me. I dare you. Well done, Herman. You did great, man. That was 3 out of 5. That's still above 50. The crowd loves you.
Let me hear you say my name.
Oh man, it's been fun, Herman. It's been a lot of fun, dude. And don't ever worry about that. Unless you attack me, I'm not going to be pissed off at you.
Jim, you're a horrible person.
That wasn't an invitation.
I know. Right? I'm just kidding.
Well, hey, listen, buddy. Enjoy the rest of the evening. You've got much more of it left than we do.
I know.
Yeah.
You only have an hour left.
We only have an hour left over here. Yeah, but
So.
yeah, if that, and no daylight.
But
Yeah.
anyway, Jim,
It's dark out there.
it's always a pleasure to be on your show. Thanks so much for having me, as always. I will try to come on as often as I can, but I'm serving a suspension now. A self-suspension. Okay.
A self-imposed
seriously-
suspension.
Yeah, self-imposed. But seriously, thanks so much for having me on, Jim. I really appreciate it.
You're welcome, man. You're welcome. You're always welcome here. I enjoy your company.
Definitely, Jim. You take care, my friend.
All right, buddy. You too. We'll see you.
See you later.
Well, that was a full show, folks. Was it not? Was it not? Patty Broussard loves Herman's smile. That's awesome. Thanks, Patty. And let's see. Spirit Box Paranormal Dundee. How are you this evening, my friend. I didn't see you come in, but I so appreciate you being here. I appreciate all you guys. Gas Station TV, how you doing, buddy? I appreciate all of you guys being here and watching the, you know, my antics, for lack of a better term. Dolewood Dad, how you doing, buddy? So, but that's going to be the show for tonight, folks. I know they say you're not supposed to close it out before you close it out, but I'm going to close it out. And I've also been told that my endings are getting cut off. Thank you very much, you too. If you look at my last video, I thought I had a great open. It got cut off as well. Oh well, one of these days. One of these days. I get to be that angry guy that yells at clouds. Thanks, Adam. I thought it was a great topic too. Oh, now remember, I'm gonna repeat this one more time. This Friday, I probably will not have a show. If it rains, I may go on impromptu. But I'm gonna move the panel show to Monday night, pending your. Actually, I'm just gonna do it, and you guys go ahead and tell me if you think that's a good idea or not. And my Fridays, I think I'm gonna go in the afternoon to serve more of our European folks and those people who like the morning shows. So in the comments below, make sure that you tell me whether or not you like that idea. I think it's going to happen whether you do or not, but I really want to hear how you guys feel about it. Again, thanks to my guests. You guys were fantastic. Thanks to everybody who hung out with us in the chat. If I miss you, I do apologize. It's so hard to both have fun with my guests and have fun with you guys at the same time, but I try. You guys are fantastic. I so appreciate you being here. And listen, for those of you who are watching this after this video is processed and you'd like this content, and maybe you want to come on the show, make sure you hit that subscribe button and do just that. And for everyone, make sure that you treat others the way you would want to be treated. If we all did that, this world would be a fantastic place. Good night, folks, and we'll see you live